Good morning. Hey, Pete from Business Growth Accelerator Live, and I'm coming to you today from Hempstead House in Sittingbourne because Janelle and I are running a leadership program with a really big firm from Sittingbourne. We're really looking forward to it. So you can see we've set up, but it's the leadership program that we're going to be running with these guys because, like most leaders, like most CEOs in business, they're time poor and just trying to make decisions because of the overload of information that they have. They're just not getting to home at a reasonable hour. They're not looking after themselves. There's all these sorts of things that they need to sort out. So we're getting ready for the day. You can see what we've got on the background there. You can probably hear the music. Now, the music, really importantly, when you're doing a presentation, the music has to be for you, not for them. It's to get you up and ready to go. So I just want to show you what we're doing on our leadership program. Come with me while I show you this. So we've done an alliteration of leader. So as you can see, the first one is learn. To any leader, they need to learn. They've got to understand the processes. They've got to understand what they need to do to become a great leader. And E is about evolving, because if you're going to stay in the same place, you're not going to evolve. And evolving means changes in your behavior, changes in your learning, changes in the way that you do things. And evolving can be uncomfortable at times, really uncomfortable. But unless we do it, we're not going to actually change and evolve. Awareness of yourself, awareness of your employees and your other directors, awareness of your surroundings. It's really important to understand your physical environment and your mental environment, because if you do understand that, you can make changes. We talk often about IQ versus EQ, and when we talk about EQ, people have very little EQ. They could be the brightest person in the world with IQ, but it's their EQ that's letting them down. And decisions. This is incredibly important for business owners. You've got to make timely and effective decisions. And we were talking with a business owner a couple of weeks ago, and he just couldn't make a decision as to whether he wanted to come mentoring or not. Now, the business isn't going that well. I would have thought it was a no-brainer, but he couldn't make a decision to help himself. And the thing is, there'll be no changes that are going to happen. He's not going to evolve, and he's not aware of what he's letting himself down for. What about employees? When you're a CEO with employees, it's fundamentally important to look after them and guide them, but make them to feel special. And we're going to be talking today about employees and how these guys are going to actually help and understand their employees and how the employees are going to help them make more money. Then lastly, resilience. Without resilience, none of this is going to happen, because on this journey, on this pathway that you go down, you're going to fall into some potholes. And when you fall into potholes, you're going to have to climb back out, dust yourself off, and carry on. You can't sit in the pothole, because guess what's going to happen? There's going to be a big truck that comes around and is going to drop its wheel into the pothole and squash you. So you've got to have resilience. You've got to understand that when stuff happens that you don't like, you've got to keep going. Dave Williamson this morning, good to see you, my friend. In fact, talking about resilience, Dave, I know you're into rowing, and the resilience for your rowing girls is really important, because they've got to row 1,500 meters. They can't give up at 500 meters. They've got to have that resilience to carry on. So it's really good to see you, Dave, and thanks for helping me think of the analogy for resilience. So there you go. Now today we're going to serve to a need, not a time. We're destined to finish at about 5 o'clock. However, if we need to go on because we need to do some more of these business owners, then we will. But what we're going to do in the room today is we're going to implement stuff. We're not going to give them ideas to take away and then try and implement into the business. We're going to implement it today so they can take it away and actually put it into the business so they know exactly what to do. And the really important thing is, at present, these guys don't have time for us to ask questions all day long, because that's what coaches do. They need a mentor who's going to walk beside them and say, hey, here's what we need to do, guys. This is what you got to put into practice in this next week, this next month, this next 6 months, whatever it needs to be. And then we're going to help them to implement that. We're going to give them processes and ideas, and then we're going to write them out. So being a leader in any business is really tough. Being a leader with the rowing girls, Dave, is really tough because they come in the mornings and sometimes they don't want to row, sometimes they do. And just being a leader to help them evolve and be aware of what they need to do is so important. And that decision making is incredibly important too, because everyone has to learn. So there you go. These are simple strategies for serious business owners who want solid results. If you've liked what you've heard today, please share it, comment on it, invite your friends to Business Growth Accelerator. Somewhere around here, you'll see the link for Business Growth Accelerator. If you'd like to come and join the team so you get even more hints and tips and special offers, then please register for Business Growth Accelerator. We'll leave you in. Really good talking with you. Like everything, this happens 5 days a week, 10:09 every morning. That must be about 10:10 your time, Dave, back in New Zealand. It's really good to have you on this morning, and thanks for your time. Right, our guys have just arrived, so I need to go. We're going to start our day. See you tomorrow.